Welcome back. Now we are on chapter 7, talking about culture. And the question is, we're to read Ibram's description of the Black youth fashion of his teenage years, found in the last full paragraph at the bottom of page 84, and continue through the first sentence of the next paragraph. Does this description cause you to see Black fashion in a different way? If so, and how? I think we are all guilty of seeing another culture's fashion and style and coming up with our own conclusions about that culture. We have a lot of conversations in the media today about sagging jeans and how some of our young Black kids like to dress. Reading this chapter reminded me that there is such a history and such a meaning behind the things that our kids, whether in the 90s or right now, find important and what that means to the culture. I myself have sometimes looked begrudgingly at the sagging pants, but I certainly understand that one culture's decision on how to dress, or Latinx men have a way of dressing. All cultures, one is not better than the other. I was sharing with you earlier that many years ago, a white congregant came up to me and remarked, I just love it the way y'all get y'all's hair done. And I think she meant it in the most complimentary way possible, but as a Black person, it's like, well, don't all people like going to the beauty shop and the barber shop and getting their hair done? But the way that it was presented was that there was something unique and special and other about the way that Black people care for their hair. There seems to be a fascination about how we do that, or what our hair looks like, and is it less than or more than? Is that importance that we put on fashion and hair, is that valid? Or would it be better if we spent our time and money on other things? And so there always is this conversation about Black fashion and what that means. But really the larger question is, when you see that, what does it mean to you? What does it represent to you? Not important, but to recognize that all cultures have different ways of expressing themselves. How do you feel, Jeff?
Yeah. So I had an epiphany when I was reading, in particular, this whole chapter on culture was very impactful to me. The discussion of Ebonics as an evolution of language, like English was an evolution from German and Latin and some other influences.
A broken version.
That English was a broken language initially, but now it's like the standard, and anybody who varies on the English language now is somehow destroying the language, right? And so that was very impactful to me, to see Ebonics through that completely different lens, but especially the conversation about fashion. And when Ibram was describing as a teenager being on the avenue in Brooklyn, right? And how everybody was dressing, and how all the unique aspects of the style they were developing. He described it like through an artist's eyes, which broke through sort of my prejudicial, why do they have to dress that way? I was in Walmart the other day, 2 days before I read this, saw a young Black kid dressed in a way that I wouldn't dress, and was in my mind sort of like, why do they have to dress this way? And then I read this, and it was like, I see it now through different eyes. It's a different style. Like if I were to see someone from India dressed in their style, or someone from the South dressed in their style. And this is the sentence that got me. He said, the freshness of our fashion was not about just getting the hottest gear, but devising fresh ways to wear it in the best tradition of fashion, experimentation, elaboration, and impeccable precision. I will never again see whatever youth culture is generating as their fashion through the same eyes after seeing this. It's artistry. Mm-hmm. So let it be.
Let it be. Let it be. It's great.
Did you have anything else to add?
No, I think that we have to just respect everyone's fashion choices and not make a generalization about a race based on it.